and it's going to be green light racing here at Monza. Here goes Noah. He's going to try and go wheel to wheel with the leader. Vic, once again, back on the top step. We did say take it easy. Oh my goodness. Sinead's going to go for it here into 14, 15. Side by side, is it going to be Mercedes or is it going to be a BMW?
Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing? It's me, Mr. Flynn. We're back for the final season finale at this lovely circuit. Round number 9, season 10 here at Phoenix Sim Sport. 120 minutes of racing action. So we've got a lot of fun and activity to watch out for. 2 hours of some awesome racing. But I hope you're doing well. Let's go on board with one of the drivers currently on track. It's the Porsche. If we get a better camera angle, there we have it. Car number 77. That is a lovely Porsche, by the way. I'm also loving the livery as well. Of course, we're going to be at the qualifying in around about 3 minutes and 10 seconds, so don't go anywhere. Patience are advised. But yeah, some drivers, you know, may struggle at this circuit today because there are a few corners. If you kind of get it wrong, if you clip the sausage curb a little bit too much, you could be sending your car absolutely in a 360 or just sideways. Whatever you prefer, it could happen. Yeah, like I said, we're just going to flick through the drivers on their laps right now and see what they can all do. So, Lopez, car number 69, I must say. That Mercedes. Listen to that roar. Absolutely flippin-tastic. Who else have got on the circuit? Car number 50 is on track. That is going to be Jan in the Lamborghini. Looking spectacular as always. And a very nice, pristine, clean livery as always. Yo, 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 Mr. Wobby McQueen. How we doing, buddy? Welcome on in. I take it you're not racing today, as we've got a lot of cars leaving the pit exit with about a minute and almost 35 seconds to go of free practice too. Jeez Louise, this could get a bit feisty, shall we say, chat? A little bit feisty. You're all good? That's good to hear, Webby. Myself, doing fantastic. What I do need to do, though, is I need to get the track map. Because the track map can be very, very useful. There we go. I've got the track map now, so I can see what I need to do. The game's not working. Yikes. Well, as always, you know, happy birthday to your partner-in-law as well. Hopefully the game is loud enough, so hopefully that's okay, and hopefully my microphone is okay as well. Yeah, we're just on board with car number 50, known as, I believe his name is Jan. Making his way through turn number 12 now, flying almost flat out, or you probably could take it flat out, through the mine shaft, down to turns 13 and 14, known as a crocodile, where if you go a little bit wide on the exit curb there, as you hit the apex, it could spin your car, maybe 360, depends how aggressive you are, and you could lose the car there as well, which is turn number 15, so drivers today have to keep an eye out for those corners especially. But turn number 16 now, he is going to cross the line and go ahead for a benchmark lap time. So, like, we'll just see how they do. But at the moment, it's not looking too good for Jan as they keep invalidating. But now, qualifying done and not qualifying done and dusted. That's free practice 2 done and dusted. We're gonna scooch on over to qualifying in a few seconds' time. So as always, don't go anywhere. As we're on board with Ackerman in that lovely Ferrari, as we had, I believe that was Usby spinning in the background, it looked like. SMH, but yeah, there we go. You've got more spectacular scenes of cars. You know what? They can do. It's free practice. Get on with it. and do what you got to do. But now's where the fun begins, because there's no time at all for messing around. Who's going to be the first one on track? It won't, unfortunately, be Jake Spinner, but he's second in line to get a lap here on the board at the circuit. As he's actually letting the two Mustangs through, I believe, and he is, yes. Now he'll drop down to third, to the third driver to set a lap time, but that will come shortly within the qualifying session. So we're going to go on board with car number 1, known as Julian. That looks absolutely wonderful. And beautiful as well. We have got a championship stake at highs at this moment of time, but we'll get more into that later, before the race starts, of course. But we'll get qualifying done and dusted with 18 minutes on the clock remaining. This is the time where the drivers can get their tyre temps all good and ready, and get a bit of fuel burning, and basically get used to the track conditions, because I believe track temperature has dropped a little bit here from the previous session which we just had, which was the free practice 2. So I believe it's dropped a little bit, but now the Mustang starting to slow up, make his way down to turn 16 to begin his first, hopefully, valid lap here. So let's see what he can do. Takes a very wide apex, then cuts in, and he's now going to begin heading towards turn number 1, 2, and 3, known as the kink, but completely flat out here. Most of the circuit, you could say, is 50 to 60% flat out, so only a small braking zones could apply at this circuit, with some hefty braking zones as well. But so far, both Mustangs making it through the first couple of corners, hitting their apexes where they need to hit, and first of all, as always, keeping it valid with some lovely flags by the crowd being waved in the background. I believe one of the Mustangs did run a little bit wide there, which might have lost them just a little bit of time, which definitely isn't ideal. But the Mustang absolutely flying through the first sector. Now into the second sector, he still looks like he's flying, and it could be a very solid, decent lap here, but we'll see if he can keep it on track. And that car does look like it's sticking to the track 110%. Now making his way down to turns 10 and 11. Hug the inside as best as you can. Hit the apex. Get the best exit as well. Hug the inside still. Line your car up. And now it's flat out all the way through turn 12 down to turn 13 to arrive at the crocodile section. And then a bit of a heavy braking zone, a tricky corner, which you don't want to get wrong. And does he do it to perfection? He does indeed. And does he keep it on track though? Somehow it does. I thought he would invalidate there, but somehow he's kept the lap valid, which is quite impressive. So, into the final corner of turn number 16, now heading towards the start and finish line. Does run a little bit wide, but I believe that should possibly be invalidated. That is valid. I'm about to say invalidated, but that is valid somehow. That's crazy. It's a 1 minute 41.337. Jake Spinner across the line, 2.9 off the pace. He's on a 1:44.300. Now, here come the remaining drivers. Ladies across the line. It's a 1 minute 42.207. 8/10 off the pace right now. And yeah, the gap's varying about a second each lap as we have the second Ferrari cross the line. It's 9:09 going P3 at the moment, a 1:42.222. Mr. Suffocating does cross the line as well. Car number 95 in that very bright yellow Campos GT Aston Martin livery. And they go P5, as I just said, a 1 minute 42.827. And we just had, I believe, car number 97 as well later on in the session. They also crossed the line to do a 1:44.027. But no one at the moment able to compete or beat Julian. Can Oosby do anything about it as they make their way through turn 16 now towards turn 7, running a little bit wide there, but keeping it on track, I believe. And they've done a 1 minute 47.015. I definitely know indeed that is not Uzbe's pace. He's a lot faster than that, so he's probably had a moment on track, which definitely isn't ideal, but what can you do as we go on board with Mr. Kelly themselves? Car number 91 in that scarlet, you could say, astonishing Ferrari. That livery looks absolutely spectacular. Down in P14, yet to set a lap time, so we'll keep on board with them as they make their way through turns number, I believe it's 15 now. No, not 15. I'm getting myself completely muddled up. Heading towards turn 10 and 11. And then towards 12 and 13. And then there's the mine shaft and the crocodile very, very shortly. But yeah. So far, we've been on board with the Ferraris. We've been on board with the Porsches. We've been on board with a Lamborghini. And the 2 Fords. And so far, the cars look very stable. I've not seen a BMW there. Or a Mercedes. Or we might have done, I'm not too sure. An Aston Martin. It drives like a tank. So it should be stable and it should be okay, but I'm not too sure. Anyways, Mr. Kelly making the way through turn 16 towards turn number 1. What's the lap time going to be? Is it going to be anywhere to compete for the top 10? It is. It's a P9. It's a 1 minute 43.015, right behind Oliver suffocating. Those two in particular, Kelly and Oliver, have been having some spectacular battles this season, as I've heard, and been watching and seeing as well, and it looks quite intense and quite spicy. However, we have got drivers on big improvements at the moment, and we're on board with number P7, car number 19, Mr. Gabe themselves, and they're actually making their way with a lovely slip, shall we say, through turns 12, down to 13 and 14, flat out there. Been very strong indeed. Been very brave on the brakes as well. They're currently 8 tenths, now 9 tenths up on their lap time. So their first lap time might have not been great from where they were standing. But if they keep this lap together, this could put them, I want to say, within the top 5 at least. As they run a little bit wide there. Still keep it invalid. Not too sure how much you can run wide there, but it looks like you can run off a little bit. Right, here goes P6. It's a 1 minute 41.725, and no one still on their first or second laps are able to compete with Julian at the moment, as they have Ackerman right now. Car number 23 on their first push lap, or I say their second or third push lap, I'm not too sure. They've had their first or second or third lap invalidated, so we'll see how this one gets on. Currently 7 tenths up on the pace and up on their delta, and not running as wide as the Mustangs did, so probably giving a tighter line, but to be honest, might be losing a little bit of speed there, which definitely isn't ideal. But out of turn 16 towards turn number 1, they're going to cross the line, and I'm hoping it's going to be a P5. It's a P7, a 1 minute 41.895. Normally Ackerman's able to compete for the top 5 to top 3, but so far they're 1 second off the pace. Could be spicy as we go on board with our pole sitters still. That starts a lap here once again at the circuit, and the Mustang going very slow. I'm guessing that's his teammate really slowing down to probably get off track, get a fresh set of tyres, fuel up again. But there's still time left on the clock with 10 minutes to go, so yeah, we'll see how they get on as he does lose the car there completely. Just ran a little bit too wide, I want to say, out of turn 3 and 4, lost the car, and the result of that, if that happens, then you pay the price, and unfortunately that price is not clean. Right then, Porsche GT number 95, Oliver suffocating as we see the car from that angle look like it was levitating, which yeah, definitely don't want a car levitating, so it's definitely not ideal. They're not up on their delta at this moment in time, but they could find time in the braking zones, and I know Oliver is very good at finding that time and that delta. So we'll see how they get on as they try to go as late on the brakes as they possibly can. Hug that inside, go a little bit wide, and that right there just shows that that was perfect. Coming out of, I believe we're at turn number 13, 14. Oh, are we? No, we're not at turn number 13 or 14. I'm getting myself modded up once again. Once again, we're at turns 10 and 11. This track is very confusing, shall I say, chat. That's all I'm going to say. But flat out through mineshaft at this moment of time, still not able to find any delta or any pace. Maybe the car's just a bit overfueled. We'll have to see and have to find out, as he does go a little bit wide there. Keeps it between and within the white lines somehow there as well. Just shows you how much drivers are pushing to get a decent lap here. He's 2/10 up. He's found time in the final sector of sector 3. They crossed the line, and it is an improvement of a 142.035, but it stayed P9 because the grid is just ever so close, and it's crazy how tight it is at the moment. Right now, back on board of Jake Spinner, who at the beginning of qualifying was the third or second driver to get a lap on the board, and in doing so, they're 3.4 off the pace, down in P15. Not optimal, not ideal, but I know Jake very well, and I know he can get himself towards and nearer to the top 10. Got a bit of faith, bit of praying as well. 3/10 up on the delta. Flat out there, as usual. There's no need to lift in case you try to fight someone and they break into that corner, which would be unlikely, but it sometimes can happen in real life racing and sim racing. Or really attacking the sausage curb there out of turn number 15. Towards 16 now. They found a bit of time. They found a bit of pace on circuit. Let's see where this could go. Probably P14. And it's P15. A 143.862. And they're going to go for another attempt. So whilst they attempt another lap, we've got Lucas, car number 999. As they call it. As Oosby. Didn't even realise. Goes P2. 5 thousandths off the pole sitter of Julian. As Frederick's lap will potentially most likely be invalidated, as they did run a little bit wide there, which would have lost them a couple of tenths, a couple of thousandths, maybe 100th. And yeah, at this moment in time, they're not really finding any pace on circuit. Julian, our pole sitter, trying to extend his advantage, and of course run away as best of the best he can. Not high up on his delta by much at all, so it's going to be full send into the second sector, into the 8 and 9 corners very shortly. We're in turn number 7 now, and there's the clubhouse, and then of course, like I said, shortly as we now approach them, 8 and 9. Still, he's finding delta. Does run a little bit wide there though. Could that have done his lap over? Could have that been the lap if he didn't run so wide? We were a 10th down. It's by thousandths now, so it's like milliseconds at least, I want to say. Flat out through here. Yeah, you can definitely tell that's flat out when you hear it from that camera point of view. And here we go. Into turns 13 and 14. Now turn number 15. Yeah, you're not finding anything. He is backed off. Probably going to go for another attempt, as I believe we're going to see Ackerman cross the line And we are indeed there. Going to start a new lap time around the circuit. And we'll keep an eyes peeled to see how they do with that one. Oliver suffocating, back on board with him once again, down in P number 9. 1.2 off the pace, but he did find a 10th, and he's managed to regain that somehow in Sector 2, but towards Sector 3 we go very, very shortly. Into 8 and 9 now, and they're heading towards turns 10 and 11, late on the brakes, trying to hug that inside apex as much as you can, run a little bit wide, get the best exit, and there you go. Once again, flat out. Yep. 100% flat out. There's no need to lift. If you're lifting there, then why are you doing that, SMH? That's all I have to say. Oliver suffocating now is finding heaps and heaps of time with 4 minutes to go. If he improves, this could be a really good qualifying session for him. Most likely, I wouldn't say his best start in the season, but a really good qualifying this season if he can keep this lap together, and he does, which actually puts him to P8, 1.025 off the pace. Oliver suffocating, welcome to the top 10, and as well, they've got some pace. Could we see them challenge for a podium? Most likely. On board a Yarn now, in that lovely Lamborghini, 2 tenths up on their Delta. As they make their way through number 14 and 15. And then to number 16. Seems that Yarn is really struggling in that, I was about to say Porsche, it's a Lamborghini. And they're not finding time either, down in P11. Maybe the Lamborghini doesn't suit this circuit very well, as some cars won't, and will try their best to suit where they possibly can. But Choo Choo, Jadine in that BMW 556, 6 seconds off the pace. And is what I'm seeing the intermediate tyres or the wet tyres? If so, interesting. Car number 50 is round on circuit, but have returned to garage. The hazard has been moved. Ah, good news. Julian is finding pace. Means he could improve on his initial position. Holy moly, he's found a lot of time. As we're on board with a car number 97, Joanne. That lovely Porsche. P15 for them. As Julian crosses the line to do a 1:40.805, going quicker by a few thousandths of a second. Absolutely crazy. And they cross the line. They stay at P15. Okay then, Robert, P7 in the Audi. They have pulled over to return to the garage. We'll go back up with the Porsche. They're a 10th up on their Delta at the moment. Yes, somehow, it's insane chat, Julian is finding some mega crazy pace in that second sector. As he was 2 tenths up on his Delta, and then he's lost it all, but he's actually regained it now. He's going to cross the line with an even bigger improvement if he keeps it all together, but they seem to have lost it just a little bit, and unfortunately as well, Joanne as well, seemingly losing their delta, losing the time they found in Sector 2. They have found a 10th again, but it's not going to be enough, unfortunately, to sort out their position. But now, moment of truth. Julian crosses the line. That's qualifying. Done and dusted for them. Our provisional pole sitter, done and dusted. And it looks like it could be, as Uzbi is flying around on circuit at the moment in Sector 2 now, heading towards turns number, I believe it is 6 and 7, known as the clubhouse section. Then it's going to be turn number 8 and 9. They're not really finding the pace that they want to find to challenge for pole position. On board though with the GOAT himself, the lovely Jake Spinner. 5 tenths up on their delta at the moment. This could be a dream lap for himself if he keeps it nice and tidy and all together, but he has unfortunately lost all that delta heading towards the final corner of turn number 16. If he keeps it all together, which he doesn't, he loses the back end, and that is qualifying done and dusted for himself. That'll be P14 on the start, and you could see there just before we moved away he was about to drive into the barrier. I can 110% feel his frustration and annoyance on that one. The final one then to finish qualifying, as they have a hefty moment actually out of turn number 14 towards 15. Belili making the final corner, screeching on the brakes, coming to a complete stop, and that's going to be them also done this for qualifying. There you have it, folks. There you have it. That is your grid. That is but no, chat. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll try my absolute best to answer them, but as we have a look at the latest qualifying, look how close some of the drivers were, especially P5, P6, P4 and P3. That's crazy. As the track itself is looking a little bit cloudy, let's just start a timer. 4 minutes and 50 seconds. So it's lights out and away we go for 2 hours of some awesome racing. But now, the moment of truth, it is time for the main event itself, the championship showdown. So, qualifying done and dusted, and for our final race of season 10, double points are up for grabs, and it's very high stake for the championship at this rate. So, who have we got fighting in this championship? Well, 2 champions are forged in the final round, and yeah, 1 winner as always, and the championship hangs in the balance as we head to South Africa. And of course we are down in South Africa for an epic showdown, which is quite cool, may I just say. So let's have a look and let's see who is challenging for this championship. Of course I already know, but you know, I like to delay you guys and tease you just a little bit, because why not? Why not? Why not I be a little bit mean? Here we go. That's not what I was looking for. Round number 8. So, who is fighting for what, you may say and may ask for? Well, it is pretty simple. Julian, our pole sitter at this moment of time, is on 305 points, with Lucas in P2 position with 295 points. That is absolutely outrageous and absolutely crazy. So realistically, Lucas has got to get in front and flipping run away. But somehow outscored Julian by a big amount of points. So we'll see how that showdown goes. So it's very tight for the top two indeed. Nico? 270 points. Don't really think he has a shot unless there was some really crazy and good luck and both Julian and Lucas somehow took themselves out of this race, and then Nico would be in the ball of the park to go. But unfortunately, I don't believe he is racing today. We've got some close finishes as well with Kelly in P4 with 161 points, and Andrew is in P5 with 160 points. But once again, I don't think Andrew is racing today. So it's a very comfortable, oh my gosh, thank goodness for Mr. Kelly himself. I say that, but Oliver Suffocating, who else? Oliver Suffocating, Vova and Ark are not far off of Kelly. So this could get a bit interesting and a little bit spicy as well. With about a minute and 20 remaining before we get this race under the lights. Who do you think is going to take the win? And everything else, chat. Place your decisions and bets right this momento, as I'm going to go ahead, and I believe I've already clicked drive. I've clicked it now, so that's good, chat. It's good. While we are waiting, I'm going to play I'm going to play a quick intro and be right back.
And it's going to be green light racing here at Monza. Here goes Noah. We're going to try and go wheel to wheel with the leader, Vic, once again. Back on the top step. We did say take it easy. Oh my goodness. Sinead's going to go for it here into 14, 15. Side by side, is it going to be Mercedes or is it going to be a BMW?
We have it, chat. The intro, absolutely fantastic. And I must say, that transition, looking on fatigue and on point as well. Now it's time for the big event itself, with Julian leading in the pack away, with Oosby down in that prime spot of P number 2 with Lucas in P3, and then you've got the Ferrari of car number 19 in P4, Ackerman in P5 at this moment of time. You've got car 909 in P6, car number 66 in P7, Oliver Suffocating in car number 95 in P8, Lily in P9, Kelly in P10, Jan in P11, P number 12 goes to car 555, and Cam down in P13, Jake Spinner down in P14. I know Spinner very well. I know he can make his way through the field with cars spinning left, right and centre. If he keeps it calm and collected, he could get a very good result here indeed. And then car number 97 down in P15 as well, with Lopez down in P16, and then Chu down in P17, car number 556 in the final position of where they need to be. We're making our way through Sector 2. We're about to enter it. Yes, we're about to enter Sector 2, so there we go. We're in Sector 2. As the cars file in a one-way formation. Like I say, looking very, very good indeed. All the drivers on the brakes, burning as I wouldn't say as much fuel. They have got they don't have to make a pit stop. I believe they will have to make a pit stop. They will need to indeed. 2 hours of racing. There's no way they go 2 hours. It would just be insane. Some top drivers may change tyres. But of course, we'll see how that lot comes into play. Like I say, we're just waiting very patiently. Look at all the drivers on the grid. Look at this. This looks like absolute chaos. That's a lovely and disgraceful camera angle. We know Julian's good at starts, but can Oosby take off on the line and go and charge for that P1 early on in this race? Only time will tell. Here we go then. Julian. Car number one. P1 in qualifying. Leads the field in a, you could say, single to double formation. Out at turn number 16. We're going to get the green lights any second, any moment. And here we go. It's going to be lights out. And away we go. And it's a good start from Julian. A very good start from the Audi down in P number 8. He moves out to the, I believe that's going to be the inside line for him. Late on the brakes, going for the dive. And that's already a position done by the Audi. Very brave, very bold. And he's already made a couple of places already. That's only turn number 1. Absolutely crazy. Already challenging. I believe that's a Ferrari in the background. So we'll see how the Audi gets on. In the first couple of corners, he's actually made a position already and got past that Ferrari. Now up into P4, I believe it is. It's a very good start by Julian. More cars fighting in the background, like Oliver suffocating, I believe, defending from, I believe, it is a Ferrari behind. If we go on board with his bumper cam at the moment, there's a bit of spicy fighting happening up front. He's going to try and go late on the brakes, so probably go for the switchback if he can. On, I believe that is car number 909, or that's 57, which would be Lily, trying to go around the outside, but can't make the move stick, trying to get the momentum of where they can, but they're still stuck behind the Ferrari, making their way, however, down to turn number, I'm lost, we're all lost, of 13 and 14, still fighting with that Ferrari, does have the inside line, and then oh yeah, we'll have the inside line for the next corner. But still, can't find a way by 909. Still defending. Very, very hefty here. With Lily dropping down to P10. Very unexpected there. I thought Lily would just do a little bit better. But maybe they haven't practiced much. Which only time will tell. Car number 19. Right on the gearbox here of P number 4. Car 666. Right in their sights, right ahead of them, and of course piling the pressure of where they can, but unable to stick or get the move anywhere. So already been 3 minutes. Some awesome racing. That was a chaotic lap number 1. That Ferrari is going to look for a move soon in the next couple of corners, because they're about 2/10 off the back of car 666. Oh, late on the brakes. In turns 10 and 11, who's going to get the better exit and the better apex? The Ferrari. You know, I thought they had the inside for a second there, but the Audi just getting a little bit of a better exit and keeping far ahead at this moment of time. The Ferrari there's going to go late on the brakes. Oh my goodness. Into turns 13 and 14. Are they going to make the move stick? That do make the Audi run a little bit wide. They're still wheel to wheel. Now we have Ackerman getting involved in this spicy content. Trying to go around the outside, shall we say. Are they going to make the move stick? Unfortunately, a no. The Ferrari ahead of Ackerman. The better exit. And they stay in the same positions for now, but that Ferrari is really gaining. Ackerman's really gaining. He's moving in to the inside line. Ackerman late on the brakes and gets the move done. And into P5 they go, but it's a switchback for car number 19. But unfortunately, might have to conceal here. Or maybe not. That's Ackerman unable to keep the position and knocks down to P number 6 once again. Lovely, lovely fighting going on here. Lovely stuff. As we look to the back of the rest of the field, Jake Spinner, after starting P14 this race, finds himself in P11. So they found time on track with race pace wise, and they found gaps to slip through to get to where they need to be, which is quite good for now. But this has got to be the most closest battle on circuit at the moment. With a very quick suffocating in the background, about to join this train very, very shortly. Also battling elsewhere, right behind suffocating is actually that Ferrari does go off track. Will have to rejoin safely, and that has lost him so many positions, with suffocating looking to be the one to get around the Ferrari of car number 19, known as Gabe. Gone off there. Definitely not ideal. They were really frustrated and annoyed with that one. But it's time to get your head back in the game, Gabe. And you'll do better. You will do all right. But as always, lovely stuff there. John, though, as well, starting to pile the pressure on Jake Spinner. Both ran a little bit wide there, which both unsettled both cars, which definitely would not have been ideal. And that could have been a big crash or a scary, hectic moment, shall we just say. But I am seeing a lot of the DRS trains forming here. And we've got Julian Lucas P1 and P2 at the moment, which is also very snazzy and also very, very nice. But Lily starting to get their head back in the game now in P number 10. Fighting Jan, car number 50. Just the car, which is right ahead of them actually. The Lamborghini. Oh, spinner there. There is a spin. There is a spin, and that is the one and only, not Kelly, but it's going to be Ackerman. Ackerman has spun, as he said in the briefing as well. Hopefully you were all there for that. Turn number 15 can be such a dangerous and treacherous corner. He's, I think, taken too much of the apex curb, which is spun him round, and that is him down in P15. A very lonely race it's going to be for them for the first, I'd say, couple of laps. Maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to, you know, regain and get back to where they are. Oh, bit of fighting going on here between the BMW and the Porsche. I always think the BMW is going to get ahead there, but it's just the way the camera angle is, and Jake just getting the better exit. Now in P10. I believe we had someone leave the session. So that could be the reason why. We have got the Porsche getting a very good run. Oh, on kind of Monday 7 down the inside. And that'll be P12 done and dusted for them. What an easy move that was. And they picked that one off nicely. Now, ahead of him, ahead of him, it's going to be the car of Jake Spinner and car number 555. Can find a way through. Find out. There we go. Oh. We missed the battle. How annoying. As Jake Spinner has the inside line. We'll get the bare exit. They're going to be side by side heading out of turn number 11. Jake Spinner, for a brief moment there, I thought he was going to lose P10. There's still wheel to wheel, flat out through there into the tricky section now of turns 13 and 14. The BMW inching ahead, and then the Porsche as well of Cam trying to get involved with this one at car number 77, sorry, and Jake just unable to get the power down. Which leaves him down below MP number 11. But he's not like he's that far away from P10. More fighting action happening at the front of the field now. And it's against Gabe himself, who's trying ever so hard to get past the Audi. And the Audi is having none of it. Apologies there for my squeaky boom arm. If you did hear that, that was me just moving my microphone because why not? Oh. Now, some drivers absolutely flying here. Some aren't. Oh, there we go. There it is. There's a dive. Car number 77. Making the dive on Jake Spinner. Are they going to get the move done? Oh, big contact. And that is run off for 7-7. And him and Jake just slightly coming together. And we might get a race replay of that. There we go. Yeah, it's just Jake Spinner losing the car there, out of control. And unfortunately, Cam there, just a passenger. Just a passenger. Right, Cam having a spin, definitely ideal, but Ackerman, after having their spin, making their way through the field once again with it looks like Kelly in the background there, just going off which definitely isn't ideal. Well, out of turn 16, towards turn number 1, Ackerman, not enough. Not enough space. There's enough, I'd say, runoff in general. Oh, Jake Spinner once again going very wide indeed. Wowzers, Ackerman drifting out of that corner. Holy smokes and holy moly. 3 wide! 3 wide! Oh my goodness. Oh. Race control has just crashed. Bear with chat, I don't know what's going on. Apologies. There we go, we're back. I fixed it. It's all good, chat. It's all good. Here we have Kelly. Oh, Jake Spinner once again going wide. He's got damage. He must have damage in that car. And they're dropping through the field. That's now down to P14. Yeah, not going well for Jake Spinner there. Definitely not ideal. Definitely not optimal. Yeah, right now the field is really starting to spread out. But for now, we're just going to enable the auto cam. Because why not? Right now, we're on board of car 66. They're having a bit of a spicy fight, actually, between themselves. Of also getting in the fight. It's 666. Oh, trying to go around the outside there. Can't make the move stick, but does run wide and lose the car. But managing to save it. Holy smokes, that was close. That was close. Oh, an inside cam now. So we get to see what's happening beyond the wheel. Inside the driver's focused cockpit. But no. The championship fight as well really started to spice up with Julian is leading the way and dominating, but Luca's not far behind. Only by 4.2 seconds a lap. Or not a lap. 4.2 is the gap. But it is increasing a lot. Right. Come on, guys, start fighting. We need some content. Give us fight.
Twitch page. Click it.